today we are on a mission to bring this awareness kind of amongst the committee members, the societies of Goa, housing societies of Goa. There's a lot of confusion about the transfer cost involved in the resale apartments in Goa. Vibhav, this is the cooperative housing society or a maintenance society?
This particular society is a cooperative housing society.
Cooperative housing society means they have done the agreement of sale
Yes.
and they have the share certificate.
Yes.
They have done the conveyance of the land.
The builder has conveyed the land in favor of the society.
So the rule which we are talking about is applicable over here.
Yes.
So they have to pay. If I am buying an apartment over here, I have to pay stamp duty, registration, plus the transfer fee, which is 4 plus 4%. Is it right?
See, that transfer fee, it was applicable, till June 2023 when the notification came out. But
So now it is not applicable.
A draft notification is supposed to come out where the limit has now dropped.
Drop to what percentage?
Up to the society can charge up to 2%. The collection of maintenance which the society, the cooperative housing society, can enforce upon its members is happening in
So
this
this
case.
is the second time you are saying having a good cooperative housing society.
Correct. This
where
is the example of
collection
it.
of funds is good.
Correct.
And that's how the properties are maintained.
Correct. This is Sonata.
This one is a maintenance society.
No, this is a cooperative housing society. Ownership is via a share certificate.
It is
Conveyance of the land and the structure has been done in favor of the society. Or no sale deeds, only agreements. So all those rules which we are talking about are applicable.
This is Models Legacy Vibhav. This is in Taligaon.
Association of owners, so maintenance society. Sale deeds are done.
Models is a sale deed property.
Correct.
So a maintenance society, correct?
Yes.
So in this case, that particular law which we are talking about is applicable.
No, this is not applicable for this particular complex.
What I understand over here is conveyance deed is done by one large entity with the developer, and a sale deed is done, which is also conveyance of the land.
Correct.
Between one individual owner of the property and the builder.
Correct.
So when we have maintenance, am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
So when we have maintenance society, this rule of extra transfer fee is not applicable.
Fee and premium is not applicable.
So in case of cooperative housing society, it is
applicable.
So but one more question I have: if it is a cooperative housing society and the land is not conveyed as that, is this law applicable?
It should not be applicable. So basically, the share certificate is issued by the society as and when the conveyance deed happens. So that share certificate gets relevance only once the conveyance deed is done.
Okay.
In societies or in complexes where that conveyance deed is not yet done, that particular share certificate has no relevance.
It is not the absolute ownership of the property.
Yes, because the conveyance deed is absent in the background, right?
So let's summarize this. There are two types of societies.
Correct.
One is
a cooperative housing society,
and the other one.
the other one is a pure maintenance society.
Okay. So let's consider maintenance society.
Correct.
In maintenance society, how do I have ownership of the property? Sale deed.
Via sale deed.
So the builder will do a sale deed with me.
Correct.
They will convey the land. How?
Proportionate share.
In that sale deed itself.
Undivided share of the land, proportionate as per the apartment size.
So in this case, the society is a maintenance society, but the land is not conveyed to the society, but it's conveyed to me.
Correct.
As a buyer.
Correct.
So if I am selling it to you, then I can directly do a sale deed.
Correct. You can.
So I don't need a builder.
Sale deed is an absolute title of ownership.
Okay. So I don't have to get the builder.
No.
At
If
the
the
time
builder
of resale.
No. If the builder has done a sale deed in your favor, you can proceed with the sale deed with the
Now
other
in
person.
this case, is your law applicable wherein other than the stamp duty registration, I have to pay this extra premium transfer fee?
No, Rule 134 will not apply.
Not applicable. But now let us come to cooperative housing society. How do I buy in the cooperative housing society?
See, the procedure is the same.
Agreement of sale or sale deed?
No, agreement of sale.
Agreement of sale.
Yes.
Now after that, there are share certificates or no?
Yes. If the builder has done a conveyance deed in favor of the society, then the
Share
society
certificate.
becomes the owner of the land.
Okay, the society as an entity whole becomes the owner of that land,
Yes.
and then it gives the share certificate.
Correct.
Now, is this law applicable of
Yes.
the extra premium and the
Yes.
transfer fee?
Yes. This
Okay.
law,
Is
rule
applicable.
number 134,
Is
will
applicable.
then apply to all such
Okay.
transactions.
So our message is to the society's committees. Okay, when they get an application of the transfer of or a resale of the property,
Correct.
it is only Cooperative Housing Maintenance Society
Absolutely.
triggers this law.
Where the conveyance deed has been done.
Where the conveyance, if the conveyance deed is not done,
Then it should not be applicable.
should not be. So we need to go and consult a lawyer and
Yes,
find out
you can,
more about this.
you can discuss
Okay.
that specific case with the lawyer for his legal opinion.
I have heard that now the 4+4%, which is additional,
Correct.
over and above your stamp duty registration,
Correct.
is going to get reduced.
Yes. See, Prasad, you have to understand. Stamp duty is currently around 3% to 6%.
Why there's a difference?
There are
3%
different
to
slabs.
6%.
Yes.
Now one more question for you.
Yes.
How are the stamp duty and registration decided?
Sure.
Simple question. 50 lakhs, what's the stamp duty plus registration?
See, up to 50 lakhs, it is 3% for the stamp duty, and registration charges are fixed at 3%. So total will be 6%.
6%. Up to 75 lakhs?
Up to 75 lakhs, then the slab changes to 50 to 75 is 4 plus 3. It is 7.
And over 1 CR?
Over 1 CR, then it becomes 5% plus 3%. So 8%.
5% stamp duty, 3% registration.
Correct.
Now this is basically the stamp duty registration charges.
Correct.
Now over and above this, there was this transfer fee and the premium, which everybody was talking about, 4+4%.
Correct.
Which is a burden of 8%. Right?
Huge financial burden had come upon the purchasers.
Okay. So it was 8%.
It was pegged at 4% plus 4%.
Okay. So now I have heard that it's getting reduced.
Yes.
To what level?
So there is a good news coming up. The draft notification is already out in the market, and the limit has now been changed up to 2%.
So that means a society, which is a cooperative housing society,
only,
which has got the land conveyed in their name,
absolutely,
can go up to 2%.
Yes.
As far as the maintenance society is concerned, they can charge this amount.
This rule is not applicable upon them, but if they have a set of bylaws where they are charging transfer fees and all,
okay, then
that
it
can
is
be discussed
applicable
and looked upon separately.
So the best part, what happened was that burden of about 8% is going to come down to almost about 2%.
Yes, and that is the limit. That is the limit set by the government.
Okay, so societies cannot go beyond 2%.
They cannot go beyond 2%.
I have seen in some societies where they charge 4% and 5%.
There are ridiculous cases like that. But now at least there is a proper guideline and notification stating that 2% is the maximum limit. So it is upon the committee for them to decide, come together, change the bylaws in the AGM or whatever, and if possible, reduce that percentage to a maximum of say 1%, 2%. Maximum 2% is the upper limit.
Because what I have seen is that when you already buying a property which belongs to you and I'm buying it, you have already paid the dues, correct?
Absolutely.
Now it's just a formality of that extra premium you're taking.
Correct.
Because you have already paid your 1%, 2% or 3%. I am buying it from you.
Correct.
Nothing changes here. It's just the ownership changes.
Correct.
And the committee does not have much of administrative work to do.
Not at all. Not at all.
So the charging too much of money is also not correct.
Yeah, and it is going to be a burden on somebody. Obviously, the seller will never bear it.
So come on the buyer.
The onus is then put on the buyer. So obviously, the financial burdens of all these potential purchasers also goes up. So why to do that unnecessarily? Okay.
Vibhav, what is the procedure now? If someone is buying an apartment, resale apartment in the Cooperative Housing Society,
right?
What's the procedure?
So basically, the procedure is as under. The purchaser will have to pay a fixed fee of 2,000 rupees to the society, along with a premium of up to 2%. Okay. Of the market value to the society. After that, the society has to pay 10,000 rupees from that premium which is collected to the government. Okay, and thereafter the transfer process can happen.
Okay, that's how simple it is.
Yes.
Thank you, Vibhav, for your valuable inputs. And I'm sure that our audience must have liked this.
Absolutely.
And now things are more clear. Like what is Cooperative Housing Society? What is a maintenance society? What is a sale deed? What is a conveyance deed? How much they have to pay as the extra premium? How much they don't have to? And if there's a confusion to the committees, they should know whom they should approach to now.
Absolutely.
Okay. And both of us would like to recommend that if you have any of such issues
Right.
they must go and meet an expert. They
Correct.
should go and meet a lawyer
Correct.
who can give them advice.
Please don't assume.
Yeah.
Especially, it's a request to the maintenance associations.
Yes.
And don't assume that these laws also are applicable to you and start charging the potential purchasers, because that's a harassment.
Yeah. So they should go and meet a good lawyer
Correct.
who will give them the clarification.
Correct.
And because see, we as a real estate consultants, we can guide you up to a certain extent.
Correct.
But
Correct.
our experts are our lawyers
Absolutely.
who can tell you about everything of the law.
Correct.
Because they are the people whom you should approach to.
Correct.
And to sort out this issue and the confusion.
Correct. Take a
Yes.
proper legal opinion and then start enforcing the rules and
Absolutely.
regulations. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vaibhav. And
Most welcome.
we had a good talk.
Yeah.
And we'll come again once again with another topic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
absolutely.
much.
See you. Thank you.